Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So today we are going to see how we can solve the problems regarding trigonometric angles. So at first we should take a look at how the questions are. Okay, we have our questions here. In the exams you might be asked to find in which quadrant the following angles lie. So they will give you a particular value for the angles. This is 570 degree and this is minus 500 degree. In our previous video, we got to know that the trigonometric angles can be both positive and negative. So now based on this information, we need to find out these angles will be actually the terminal ray will be in which quadrant. Okay, so you might be a little bit confused because this word quadrant you didn't get to hear before, I suppose. So let us try to understand what is quadrant first. Okay, now whenever we draw x and y axis in the graph here into four section, right? One section you can see here, it is between 0 to 90 degree. Then the second one is between 90 to 180. So similarly we have two more between 180 and 270 and 270 and 360. So the part, each of them, these all four parts are called quadrant. The part that is between 0 to 90, it is called the first quadrant, and we will go on rotating in the anti-clockwise direction, and we will come to the second quadrant, which is between 90 to 80. Then 80 180 to 270, that is third quadrant, and 270 to 360, that is the fourth quadrant. Now we know that we already saw that ray initially is at 0 degree line, right? The initial ray is at 0 degree line, and then it starts rotating, correct? And when it completes its rotation, okay, and forms the angle, either it is in the first quadrant, second, third, or fourth quadrant, or it is along one of the axes, right? So the angle that has been given after complete, for example, here it is given 570 degree. So after it rotates 570 degree, where it is going to be, we have to find that out, whether it will be along some axis or it will be in the first quadrant or second quadrant, where it will be, that is what they have asked us to find out. Okay, so what will help us to do this? You can see that this axis line, we can write 0, then 90 into 1, actually 91 is a 90, then we are rotating further another 90 degree, so that is 90 into 2, 180. Then if I rotate another 90 degree, then it will be 90 into 3, 270, then 90 into 4, 360. So still if I keep on rotating, then this line will again become 90 into 5, right? Okay, when we complete one rotation, we have rotated 90 degree 4 times. But if we keep on going and come here, then I have rotated another 90 degrees, so it will be 90 into 5. Then this line will become 90 into 6. Okay, okay, so you can see that the times table of 90, that is important here, right? That is playing an important role. That is why it is important to remember this 90 times table. Some of you might get scared right away because 90 is a very big number, and memorizing the times table of this one might seem a tedious work, right? But let me simplify it for you. You can just remember the times table of 9. Okay, see, ignore the 0 for now. Okay, so 9 ones are 9, and as there is a 0, you can put a 0. Then 9 twos are, you can find 18, and as there is a 0 here, you can put 0. So if you write the 9 times table, the times table of 9, and then just add a 0 here, then that will easily give you the times table of 90. Now why do we need it? Okay, using this one, how can we find out in which quadrant the angle 570 degree will be? Okay, let us see. So this 570 degree angle, okay, this is a positive angle, so we need to rotate in the anti-clockwise direction, that is there. But how much we need to rotate, we will see that now. We will try to find that out. So 570, you have to find out it is between which two multiple of 90. You can see that it is between 540 and 630, right? 570, it crosses 540, right? So we will write it as 540 plus 540, then how much we need to add to get to 570? You can see that we need to add 30 more, right? Now this 540, can I write it as 90 into 6? Definitely we can. 90 into 6, then 30. Now that is there. Okay, after writing this one, we can easily find out in which quadrant the angle will be. See, we need to rotate 90 degree 6 times. How many times? 6 times. So let us try to do that. So when I come from here to here, I have rotated 91 times. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See, I have completed 90-degree rotation 6 times, but our angle is not complete yet. In order to complete 570 degree, I need to travel 30 degree more. So I will travel a little bit more. Now this angle doesn't need to be exactly 30 degree. You just make an assumption. Okay. So you come here and then draw the terminal line here. Okay. So this line will give you now the terminal position of this 570 degree angle. Okay, so you can write here 570 degree. So we can clearly understand that we completed one full rotation and then we went further to get to 570 degree. So you have to show both this figure and this calculation, then inshallah you will get full mark for this. Okay, so we are done with a positive angle. Now let us see if you can find out where the minus 500 degree will be. So again, what will come handy is the times table of 90. For initially, we will write the minus 500 degree. Let the minus be here. Then we will put a bracket and repeat the same kind of calculation that we did a little bit ago for positive angle. Okay, so 500, you can see that it crosses 450 degree, but it doesn't reach 540. So this 450 is important here. Okay, so we will write this 450 plus how much I need to add more to get to 500. 450 plus we can write plus 50. Okay, so then this 450 we will further break it up and write it like this: 90 into 5. So 90 into 5, that means we will need to rotate 90 degree 5 times and then go a little further to make it 500. Now remember what you many students will make this mistake. Kindly be careful. Do not forget this minus sign. Now in previous video you already saw that whenever there is negative sign, we rotate in the clockwise direction. So for the positive we rotate anti-clockwise, but for negative angle we will rotate clockwise direction now. Okay, so 90 degree 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, we have completed rotating 5 times 90 degree, but we need to go a little further. So we will get into this quadrant and then draw the terminal line here, as I'm drawing without a scale. So this is actually a disaster. I will erase and draw the line again. Okay, so yeah, so that is going to represent the terminal line of this angle minus 500 degree. So I will write minus 500 degree here. Again, to get complete mark you must show this diagram and then you need to show this calculation too. Okay, and this sign especially it needs to be there. It will go to show that how much complete rotation you have done and then how long you went further. Okay, so this is the way to solve the problems regarding the trigonometric angles. Okay, oh, I think I forgot to mention the final answer. The final answer has to be like they asked in which quadrant. So we will say as the terminal line is in third quadrant, we will say the answer is going to be third quadrant. I think for the previous one also it is the third quadrant. Yes, 570 degree, it was also in the third quadrant. So the answer you have to mention third quadrant because that is what they wanted to know. Okay, so I hope it is clear. This is related to the question number probably 1 of the exercise of this chapter. So try to solve that. Inshallah in the next video I will be solving exercise problem inshallah. Okay, so I hope you understood. If there is any doubt, do not hesitate to let me know through the comment section. Thank you very much.